I was broke at some point. I had to do farm work. I worked on a dairy farm, milking cows, getting shit on. It was like pretty awful, but I needed the money to stay on the road.
So I started to be a stripper because it was a passion for me to dance, and I always have this interest for sexy dance, for seductive things. And I tried this power to start it, and for traveling with that.
We decided to start working, not for money, but for accommodation.
Later this year, I will go to Australia to do a working holiday, but sometimes I do volunteering, so you get accommodation and food in return. So I think there's many ways to save more money or to even earn some money while you are traveling.
I was broke at some point. I had to do farm work. I worked on a dairy farm, milking cows, getting shit on. It was like pretty awful, but I needed the money to stay on the road.
Way longer and way more difficult to afford my journey and to do so many of them, and sometimes in expensive places. And so it's really being a stripper sometimes, and an escort girl, and also doing a little of webcam, but more escorting and stripping.
We work in farms, we work in
hotels,
we work painting a house, we work
in nurseries,
in a nursery too, like gardening.
I don't know. There's a lot of things,
I was a bit bored on the farm, so then I decided to start a travel blog. I started writing in English, and I thought, let's see how it goes. So I started, and I got really lucky. 2 months later, one of my articles went viral, and I got published on the Huffington Post, and then I was like, oh, well, people are actually interested. So I kept doing it, and then maybe 1 year later, I started to just do it full time.
In a night, I can make between minimum $600 and $2,000 in a night. Yeah.
And I actually didn't know anything about it. I just decided to learn it from websites and stuff, and it actually worked.
Because I'm psychologically capable to do this job with joy and interest and passion, I can travel.
What they see on Instagram and stuff is all the good things. In reality, we just stay in the worst accommodation, eat street food. When you go on booking.com and stuff, we set the price from low to high, and just stay in the cheapest one. God, the places we stay is actually horrendous.
Sold a lot of stuff I had just before I left, and so I live on my savings now actually.
I wouldn't be spending money on things that I didn't really need. I always had a goal to save, always had a target that I needed to reach.
We're all students, so basically our student loans pay for our summers.
I just kind of lived like a hermit crab for a while, so.
The student loan, we just save up whatever's left of it throughout the year, and it tends to pay for it.
Share the travel with people that was already traveling.
Yeah, exactly.
So that helps a lot.
I'm very minimalistic. I don't carry so much with me. I don't need so much. If I have food and a place to sleep, even if I not have a place to sleep, I sleep outside like last week.
For accommodation, I feel the app called Couchsurfing is a good app. So people allow travellers to stay at the house for free.
So I don't need so much, so I can go on a long time with my money, especially in a country like Vietnam, for example, where it's really cheap.
Make sure to book flights in advance, but not too far advance that you have a tight schedule, because I feel like that gets in the way of random adventures, which really make the travel experience.
Open your mind, really.